3M Case Study by Andrew Kaker, Holly Volberding, and Daniel Weber. The case overview. We'll have history, development, and growth of 3M over time, internal strengths and weaknesses, the nature of the external environment, a SWOT analysis, the corporate level strategy, the nature of the business level strategy, structure and control systems, and recommendations. 5 Minnesota businessmen established 3M in 1902. The name at the time was Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing and was developed to mine the mineral corundum, which was used for sandpaper. In 1907, William McKnight was hired as a bookkeeper and eventually became CEO. He became a pivotal part of the innovations made by 3M. He hired the first scientists in 1921, Francis Oakey and Richard Carleton. Oakey made the initial discovery of the waterproof sandpaper, and Carleton helped develop it. He also hired Richard Drew, who pioneered in the discovery of masking tape. Drew was the genesis for the 15% rule that the company still stands behind today. This was the start of 3M's emphasis on research and experimentation, as well as working with the customer throughout time, and has been the basis of their growth as a company. Other CEOs that had influence in the growth of 3M were James McNerney Jr., who was the first outsider and implemented Six Sigma, a quality control process that boosted cash flow and lowered costs. George Buckley, who kept Six Sigma, but also made it his mission to turn research and development dollars into new products. Buckley also made advances in acquisitions during his time as CEO. Inge Thulin, who took over for Buckley, also continued to make innovations at the forefront of the company's goals. Some notable highlights of the company are the 15% rule, which I mentioned before and was implemented by William McKnight, and allows its employees to spend 15% of their work time on experiments and new product innovation. The Technical Forum. This annual event was designed to empower researchers and the company to collaborate with other global colleagues. Six Sigma. This training program has improved operations and quality through specialized management strategy. This methodology, introduced by McNerney, has helped grow revenue and helps continue on the path of innovative technologies. Rewards and recognition programs have helped inspire projects and drive employee engagement. Seed capital within the company has helped researchers develop new technologies and fund certain projects along with 3M Genesis grants, which has provided $100,000 to help support R&D. The company's perseverance in R&D have led them to be one of the most innovative companies in the world. From its humble beginnings of wet or dry sandpaper development to masking tape, which was the first diversified product. The products of 3M have been created with working with the customer in mind and leveraging technologies of existing products into new ones. Although many of the products 3M develops may not show profits for several years, the company understands that there may be failures in investment along the way, and these things take time. The development of solar technologies, for example, is one area of the company that could lead to more growth and breakthroughs. Next, we will discuss internal strengths and weaknesses.
So 3M has several internal strengths that allow it to be and maintain competitiveness in the manufacturing industry. One internal strength is its established and recognizable brand, and also its trusted brand. 3M was founded in 1902, and in being over 100 years old, it has given 3M an established position in the market as well as prominent brand recognition within the industry. Its long and positive brand recognition has also created an aura of trust within its customers. Another internal strength is its strong and diverse product line. 3M also has over 55,000 products in various departments and categories in different industries. And not only does this help attract a wide variety of customers, diversification of their products also helps protect against economic downturns and possible poor performance of some of its newer products. Another internal strength is its strong global operations. The diversity of its products allows 3M to enter many different markets and many different industries all across the globe. In total, its large product line gives it a market presence in over 200 different countries around the world, and gives it an operations, either headquarters or factories, in over 65 different countries. Another internal strength is its financial backing. Being a large and established corporation, it creates a lot of financial capital and financial resources for 3M to use. Because of this, it helps with funding with different research and development projects in different divisions and markets all across its business by giving it an extra level of cash reserves. Another internal strength is its strong research and development process. 3M is dedicated continuously throughout its history to product innovation and research and development. Aided by its financial backing and support from its upper-level management, 3M funnels a large amount of its financial resources and other capital into its research and development process. This allows for continuous and efficient coming up with new ideas, research and development, and things like that. Another internal strength is its interdepartment cooperation. 3M's management encourages this interdepartment cooperation in its research and development process and encourages employees to come forward and develop their own ideas. This creates a continuous influx of new products and new and innovative ideas. This also helps get rid of possible competition that could stem from trying to gain financial support for different projects in different divisions. Another internal strength is innovation. This strength is a result of 3M's research and development strength as well as its cooperation and interdepartment cooperation strength. Thanks to both of these combinations of resources and strategies and things like that, the company creates the perfect environment for new and innovative ideas to thrive. The more new ideas and knowledge that they can bring to the table, the more innovative they can be. And through this strength, they have produced innovative products throughout its history, such as Post-it notes and many products within the Scotch brand. Another internal strength is its strong relationship with distributors and retailers. A strong relationship with distributors and retailers is a strength of 3M because it helps provide lower costs and distribution methods and prime distribution methods, as well as a good launching point for various products all across the globe. Even though they have several internal strengths, they also have many internal weaknesses. One weakness is its overly diverse product line. Even though having a diverse product line can be very beneficial, it also has several drawbacks. An overly diverse product line can cause 3M, and more specifically 3M management, to lose focus over certain markets and industries, leading to a drop in quality or innovation. They can lose track of their goals in various products and departments, and these things can falter in the long run. And with 3M's over 55,000 different products, this is bound to happen at some point without proper oversight. Another internal weakness is that multiple departments can create a lot of confusion. And 3M is involved in many different industries and in many different markets. This means that they have several different departments overseeing various operations, and these departments are often working together on various projects. And too many departments involved on a single project can create slower and inefficient product development and confusion over who actually has authority in that project. This has led to 3M consolidating a lot of their smaller divisions and similar divisions to minimize all this confusion. However, with their numerous departments and all of the inner workings of the two departments who have to work together on projects, this is bound to happen occasionally. Another internal weakness is that continuous investment is constantly required. A commitment to strong research and development is good, but doing so often requires continuous reinvestment of funds and resources into its own operations. If the company's performance takes a dip, that means funding for new projects goes down and departments often become underfunded and projects either can't move forward or aren't as good as they could be. Another internal weakness is continuous innovation is constantly required in the manufacturing industry. And innovation is, it's good and 3M promotes it heavily, but if their innovation slows down or their products are not successful, it can cause the company to lag behind in various markets. And it must also continuously be innovative and come up with creative ideas so that they can remain competitive and remain strong in the industry against big other big corporate giants like General Electric?
There are several macro environmental factors affecting the industry. The political factors can impact the profitability and chances of survival at 3M. Political stability or unrest can all affect the level of engagement in overseas operations. Government regulations such as taxation, wages, companies' intellectual property, and patents can influence the industry and how they can operate their business. Economic forces can affect the interest and exchange rates, as well as inflation and GDP growth. These are powerful forces for the demand and the business climate. Consumers will purchase in this industry based on educational levels and culture, as well as attitudes. These social and marketing factors will influence not only the types of consumers to target, but also what product or service the consumers would like to purchase. Technological factors will impact the profits and possibility of 3M to become a market leader. Changes in the technology can impact manufacturing and supply processes. Demographics can change the purchases made by the population. This could lead to more or less purchases in certain markets that 3M is in. Global forces can affect trade barriers and agreements, which will heavily impact the international presence of the business. Up and coming as well as declining markets can influence strategic placement in different environments. Different markets have different environmental standards. That should be considered. The ethical standards of the company have an impact on how they are perceived by the public and could potentially affect profits. Weather and climate change can also factor into operations. Under Porter's 5-force model, the threat of new entrants is low. This industry requires a high amount of capital and expertise. Therefore, new entrants will be less likely. The power of buyers is also low due to the very few companies to choose from that have the same innovative products. The power of suppliers is also low because there are many suppliers in the industry. The experimentation of raw materials can be shifted to other firms, making it difficult for suppliers to have control on prices. The intensity of rivalry is also low. 3M has the edge on their competition. There are only a very few large companies and not many with the diversity of products that they have. The threat of substitutes are also weak because of the large amount of patents on their products, making substitutes difficult to match. To sum up the external factors, the key opportunities for 3M are innovations in technology, global growth, brand acquisitions, and market growth. Threats are competition, technological changes, economic conditions, and political instability. In analyzing the internal factors at 3M, strengths comprise of brand recognition, strong R&D, a diverse product line, strong global operations, financial backing, strong internal coordination between departments, a highly skilled workforce, and strong relationships with the distributors they have. Weaknesses are an overly diverse product line, multiple departments create confusion, continuous investments required, and continued innovation that is required. The external factors have opportunities for the company such as innovative products, global growth, brand acquisitions, and market growth. There will always be threats, and these outside threats are competition, government regulations, interest rates, currency fluctuations, economic decline, shortage of skilled workforce in certain global markets, as well as environmental concerns. Next, we will discuss the corporate level strategy.
3M has had an impressive success as a result of their unique corporate level strategy. The 15% rule, or listen to anybody with an idea, was first established in 1914 by General Manager William McKnight and is still followed today. According to this rule, technical people can spend up to 15% of their working hours to work on new projects. 3M has also a considerable tolerance towards mistakes. According to 3M, if the management is destructively critical whenever mistakes occur, there will be no initiatives and innovations. 3M also has a progressive approach towards employee compensation and retention. They have a well-established employee stock purchase plan and also develop a policy of promoting within. These are integral parts of 3M's company operation. The term "get behind the smokestacks" was also a one-of-a-kind idea created by William McKnight. The idea was that salespeople needed to see and experience how 3M customers work, go to the factory floor and talk to workers about problems. This way, customers or lead users who work in very demanding conditions became innovators who helped develop new products to solve problems that they face in the workplace. In terms of business level strategy, 3M, it is important to emphasize that research has always been part of all business units that made and sold products since the creation of the company. In 1951, they created a technical forum, which was a central research unit that kept together the company's increasingly diverse business operations, fostering idea sharing, discussion, and problem solving between technical employees located in different divisions and the Central Research Laboratory. Also, another unit created and still active, of course, to this day, is the IPC, which's role is to leverage the technical know-how and is particularly charged with protecting and leveraging 3M's intellectual property around the world. And he also plays a big part in finding ways in which 3M technology can be applied across business units to produce unique, marketable products. In terms of the unit structure of 3M, it has a global structure that is either defined by products or markets. They have a tradition of shutting or selling off businesses when they no longer meet 3M's demanding growth targets. The international division consists of an effort that is focused on the international markets, demand, and customer needs. And also a big part of the unit structure, which also intertwines with like the tradition of shutting or selling off business, the acceleration program, which is to boost the growth rate of new products through better resource allocation, especially by shifting resource from slower growing to faster growing markets. So to this day, 3M has been very good at shutting off businesses or better allocating resource from slow businesses to high growth businesses.
Because of 3M's immense size, the company structure is a traditionally hierarchical one, with executives, a board with a chairperson, a president, and CEOs and things like that. CEOs and other executives maintain control and command over the larger operations and departments of the business. Running and overseeing such a large corporation like 3M requires that these leaders maintain a strong and knowledgeable command over the business. This is important because there are many regulations, standards, and strategies that must be understood in order to succeed in the manufacturing industry. And below the corporate level, 3M is broken into several different departments that operate in different market types, such as healthcare, communications, electronics, things like that. Being involved in so many different industries means that each individual department operates with its own substructure, such as a traditional hierarchy or a more complex matrix structure. This is key to 3M's success because it creates autonomy among the departments and helps avoid too much bureaucratic hangups in its operations and strategies. 3M's control systems. One of 3M's control systems is based on output. Head executives will lay out the goals regarding its products for the various departments to accomplish. Some of these pertain to the products themselves, others pertain to the performance of those products in various markets. Some examples include departments should develop 50 new innovative products per year, or that sales from these new innovative products must be at least 45% of total sales. And using these control systems gives the individual departments more autonomy in their operations. They simply use company goals and standards as an end goal and compare the outcome to the criteria that they were given beforehand and what that happens to be. With market controls, 3M's corporate offices act as sort of a central company bank. They control funding and resources given to the various departments. And departments may be given more or less resources and funding if they continue to create more or less new and innovative products. And this can be a problem, as I said before, as it can create excess competition between different departments for funding and other resources. And as I said before, 3M avoids this by promoting a lot of interdepartmental cooperation and sharing knowledges and resources so that the research and development process can remain as efficient as possible. And this helps to explain one of the reasons why 3M's interdepartment cooperation is such a strength and so important.
Upon analyzing 3M's strategies and weaknesses, there are four main key issues facing the company. Right now, they face lower innovation due to the lack of skilled human capital, over diversification, fast-paced technological advancements, and increased demand for sustainable products. 3M's success has been declining in recent years, and one reason for this is because they are losing their competitive advantage in innovation to companies like General Electric. 3M has diversified heavily throughout its history. However, within the last 20 years, that diversifying has led to difficulty in managing several large divisions. Change in technology required a continued focus on the pursuit of research and development growth, as well as trends in the market. And 3M is lacking a little bit behind to keep up with it. The investment of sustainable practice in pollution reducing activities in 3M's manufacturing should help avoid adverse conditions of the environment and potential backlash. In terms of recommendations and strategy following the key issues, our recommendation number one is the rebrand to attract and engage millennial workers. 3M has a long tradition of having a big team of scientists in their research and development. However, as time has progressed, they are failing right now to attract millennials. Focus on performing units and cost reduction. Continue research and development focus, and further its sustainability program. So going item by item, in terms of rebranding, 3M could adopt a similar path to other established companies like Best Western International Hotels and Dunkin' Donuts, who recently changed their name and logo to create a more contemporary feel to remain relevant to millennials. Or in other words, not just selling products to millennials, but they need to recruit, be a company that is attractive to millennials to go work for. Focus on performing units. 3M has already established a good strategy to coping with underperforming divisions. It has sold several departments and consolidated some. But 3M needs to follow through in its plan on local manufacturing to reduce the impact of steel and aluminum tariffs imposed by China, as well as they need to move forward with the plan on cutting about 2,000 jobs worldwide. They continue focus on research and development. They have a solid and a highly invested R&D program. However, they need to attract a new breed of scientists. A suggestion would be to establish a millennial R&D program with the goal of attracting younger talent with forward thinking for solutions millennials consider relevant. Further is sustainability program. 3M has a long-term sustainability program. It already uses 100% renewable energy. They help create solutions to do more with less material, innovate to decarbonize industry and improve global climate solutions. But in order to stay ahead, it needs to further its program. 3M can help develop technology to minimize global water usage and can fully automate its operations to make their facilities completely paperless.